Hi, everybody, and welcome back. We often wonder where Harry and Meghan got the idea from to spend 6 months in the United States and 6 months in the United Kingdom. That one foot in, one foot out deal they wanted. Well, I learned something from an interview with Gareth Russell in The Express. At Charles's lowest point, when he was really unpopular largely due to the breakdown of his marriage to Diana, he was indeed reconsidering his life in the firm and considered leaving his royal role behind and spending 6 months of the year in Tuscany in northern Italy. Apparently, his grandmother, the Queen Mother, talked him out of it. So, there is that. I thought that was rather interesting. Now, I hear or read that Prince Charles, or then the Prince of Wales's charitable fund, accepted £1 million, about $1.2 million, from the family of Osama bin Laden. According to the Sunday Times, the fund received the donation in 2013 from Bakr and Shafiq bin Laden, brothers or half-brothers of Osama bin Laden. Now remember that this now comes only weeks after we heard of the 3.1 million in cash Charles personally took possession of from a Qatari billionaire between 2011 and 2015. Now, the media, or shall I say the palace PR, are counteracting with a lot of stories. Stories like all the money of that 3.1 million in cash went into the charity, into the Prince's Trust. Well, I for one would not dispute that. Why wouldn't it go into the trust? Charles himself does not need it. He earns himself in the region of £22 million from the Duchy of Cornwall annually, and most of his expenses for travel and accommodation when traveling, his security, and so forth are paid for him. His personal expenses, including paying his sons their annual portion, wages for personal staff, etc., amounts to about 7 million. The rest is his to use as he pleases, and that includes, for instance, maintenance on a property which Camilla owns and others which he owns in his private capacity. But, my dears, that is not the point I wish to make, so let's move on. We must also remember that there is a legal difference between a charitable fund or foundation and a trust. In very basic terms, a charitable fund belongs to no one. It is run by a board and will continue to be run by a board. If anything goes wrong, the fund will be closed down, the funds distributed to the various charities it serves, and the board will be dismantled. A trust, however, can and may be run by a board of directors or, as we would call them then, trustees. But it ultimately belongs to the person or entity who registered the trust. When a trust is terminated, the funds are distributed to the beneficiaries, which may include the person who registered the trust, or if he had passed away, his descendants, and money and assets will be distributed or shared at the discretion of the trustees. Anyway, that is still not the point I wish to make, so let's move on. At no time is the argument whether Prince Charles handed every cent of that 3.1 million over to the Prince's Trust. I am sure it has. And if 10 or 20,000 went into his piggy bank or paid for a new suit, We'll never know about it, so there is no point in even talking about it. The issue for me and many others is the following. Remember us all squealing about those earrings, those blood diamonds Meghan Markle wore? Those earrings, which were a wedding gift from Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Remember that? Now explain to me why it was so wrong for her to wear those earrings, but okay for Charles and his fund to accept £1 million from the Saudi bin Laden brothers. Okay, so the palace spokesperson said, 1. That there is no proof or suggestion that bin Laden's brothers had ever supported or been involved in acts of terrorism, and 2. That there is nothing to suggest that Prince Charles himself brokered the deal or personally made the decision to accept the donation from the bin Ladens. Now, my dears, go read about these bin Laden brothers and read about their close ties to the Saudi royal family. Now, who is the Saudi royal family, I ask? Go read about the other bin Laden brothers. Go read about the scandals they were involved in. Go read about other groups they were involved in or are still involved in. It is an intricate story, one I do not wish to go into or am even interested in going into. But the principle remains. How can we apply such double standards whereby we slate Meghan Markle for wearing those earrings, but turn around and say Charles accepting £1 million from the bin Ladens is actually okay? Of course, I think Meghan Markle flaunting those diamonds was insensitive. Of course, I think it should not have been accepted in the first place. But neither should Prince Charles have accepted the £1 million or the 3.1 million in cash. Where do we draw the line between principle and money? Between morals and money? I want to repeat that because I am sincerely asking you, my listeners and viewers, that question. Where do we, or the royals, draw the line between principles, morals, and money? How far will you go for money and under which circumstances? The other thing which is really starting to bother me is the fact that in each and every case now coming out, Clarence House thinks it is enough to say Prince Charles was not involved. Prince Charles did not know. Prince Charles did not broker the deal himself. And we, the fools, just have to believe it? Someone gifts your organization £1 million or more and you don't know about it? That is utter BS. It is remarks and statements like these which causes me to think twice and delve deeper. Why not say the donation was in return for Charles's role in boosting Saudi UK business ties as reported in 2014 after Charles visited Saudi Arabia? Why lie? Why cover it up or try to cover it up if it is all above board and with no strings attached? Now, I'm not implying anything. I'm asking in all sincerity. I also think that what is happening and what had been happening with these rather awkward deals, Prince Charles and his charities, foundations, and trusts are involved in, is that it is creating the atmosphere wherein Harry and Meghan can get away with their shady and bad behavior their greed and strange liaisons. Like I said, we criticize Meghan for wearing those diamonds and then have to ask ourselves why we are not criticizing Charles. I do not like Meghan Markle, and pulling her actions apart, investigating her moves, and trying to bring justice is what we all do in this community. But we are not going to get anywhere if we apply double standards. Besides, guys, I am thoroughly sick of Clarence House thinking we are all idiots or that we have no memories and are brainless amoebas. I thought I remembered Prince Charles meeting one of the Bin Laden brothers, so I went searching and I found it. Prince Charles met with Bakr bin Laden at the Oxford Centre in 2001. The reason why it rang a bell with me was because it was 2 weeks after the terror attacks in the United States. According to the article, Prince Charles met with Bakr bin Laden to discuss the Islamic faith. And I called BS on it then, and I call BS on it now. Why meet and dine with a Saudi businessman to discuss the Islamic faith? It was also not their one and only meeting. Charles and Osama bin Laden's brother met at least twice more at an exhibition in London and a banquet in Saudi. Now, can Clarence House try to convince me again that Prince Charles did not broker the 1 million? Can they? It will take quite a bit of doing to convince me of that. A good piece of advice for Clarence House would be not to lie. We are not idiots, and by lying, you are making your boss and prince and future king look bad. Tell the truth, and we may believe there is nothing nefarious going on. We know Meghan Markle is someone who gets other people to lie for her, and maybe that is a tip Clarence House PR learned from her. And I don't know about you, but I don't like it. Okay, guys, I have a few things lined up for you this week. I have done a lot of work and research, which I am putting together into videos. So until we get to that, take good care of yourselves. Bye.